Hello, everyone. Welcome to the movie show. My name is Tyler Calkins, and today we are talking about Junkie XL and the tidbits he's dropping on everybody. Breaking news via Screen Rant, at least that I've seen so far. I'll have to dig a little deeper, but I guess it's coming from the source himself, Junkie XL. He's saying his Justice League score is finished, completely finished, 100% done. What does this mean for the Snyder Cut of the Justice League? That's a film. Okay, so we can talk about, Justice League is a film that nobody likes. DC fans don't like it. I'm a DC fan, love DC films. Look at Justice League. It's an okay film. It's a film they canceled. It's a film they effectively canceled. Okay, it originally was a film to be done by Zack Snyder, then they canceled that movie and came out with whatever the hell they came out with. And one of the biggest things that disappoint me, they announced Joss Whedon as a director. I was okay with that. Seemed like the story made sense. Snyder's daughter killed herself. He's stepping down. It's awful. That was an awful story on its side. I don't think that's why he stepped down. I think they fired him. I think they didn't want to deal with whatever he was trying to make, and they just cut ties and on they went. And I never understood why Warner Brothers did that, and I never agreed with it. And clearly none of the fan base did either. That's why the hashtag release the Snyder Cut is some giant movement within the film community. It's crazy. And think what you will about, the previous efforts by Zack Snyder. I liked Batman Superman, the Ultimate Edition. I thought the theatrical cut of that film was basically almost garbage. I was very odd about walking out of it. As the years have gone by, that movie has grown on me a lot. I've really liked Batman Superman. I think it's, the performances by those. I just think it's a real world kind of way to look at it, and I really appreciate it when DC does that stuff, and that's the vein that they go in because it works. That's why The Dark Knight worked, the trilogy. That's why, to me, Man of Steel, which I know people don't think is a solid film, to me it is one of the top 3 superhero movies of all time. That movie is a masterpiece of superhero film work. So when you look at Justice League and what happened with the genesis of that whole film and when it came out, when Warner Brothers canceled that film and brought in Joss to basically reshoot it and redo whatever he did with it, the biggest thing that disappointed me was that Junkie XL was cut from Junkie XL was cut from doing the score, and they brought in Danny Elfman. I like Danny Elfman. I think Danny Elfman has wrote some, really great music. Beetlejuice, Batman Returns comes to mind. Spider-Man, I know people love those scores. I'm okay with them, but to me, they don't reach the previous levels of the work that Danny Elfman has done. And when they brought him on, I thought, okay, let's see what we get. I don't like it. And then we got the Justice League score. One of the worst scores in the entire DCEU or in DC films, period. Minus maybe some of like the 80s stuff. Even the Joel Schumacher films, the scores are good on those. So check your record there. But maybe some of the Superman stuff wasn't as good. But I feel like the John Williams score is good. So the first Superman was at least great. But anyway, so Junkie XL is coming out and saying the whole score is finished. The whole thing was done. They could have used it effectively if they wanted to. I understand why they didn't. Joss Whedon, different styles. Obviously, to me, this seems more like now it's clear that Warner Brothers effectively canceled the original Justice League. They canceled it. They fired the director. They fired the composer. They reshot the film, and that was it. The question remains now is how much of that Snyder Cut is finished. To me, at this point, with everything that we've got going on, I know that there's concisive evidence like Jay Olivia and all those people who work with Snyder, like, dude, a lot of this was, we did a lot of this stuff. We handled a lot of this stuff already. We shot it. We storyboarded it. Obviously, the biggest question is the visual effects. What's done in visual effects? What's not done in visual effects, right? I am blown away by the fact this admission from Junkie XL kind of confirms a lot of stuff for the Snyder movement. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut, and I understand why people are like, get over it, but you know what? When producers of that film came out and they decided to say, oh, Zack just stepped down because he needed to, and we are not going to change the movie in any way. Joss is finishing Zack's vision. What a crock of shit. And studios are going to do that. I get that. They have movies to sell. Whatever. That's their job. But you know what? Then this is the blowback you're going to get from fans. when you don't give to them the product that you offered to sell. Okay. We want to see whatever vision was there, good or bad. Could be terrible. Zack Snyder is not some perfect filmmaker, and I don't know many filmmakers that are, clearly. But we at least wanted to see whatever the hell it was. And we got whatever that was. Nobody likes Justice League. There's moments, we love these characters, but that film is just a Frankenstein of a picture. So I think no matter what, 20 years down the line, we're going to have the release of the Snyder Cut. I think it's going to be like the Richard Donner cut, of Superman 2. It's going to be like that. We're going to have that kind of thing with Justice League down the road at some point. Comments like this, though, and Snyder and all the noise he makes on Vero and all that sort of stuff, comments like this from Junkie XL, it doesn't help them keep it in the vault any longer. And to be fair, with all the profits they're pulling in from Joker, I think they have enough money to finish the special effects and let a film come out. The question is, would they get Zack Snyder to come back to finish editing? Like, it's, again, what a disaster of a situation that AT&T, sorry, that Warner Brothers got themselves into, and because they were thinking about the AT&T merger, that's where my brain's going. It's unfortunate. And I hope one day we get to see what was really supposed to be put on film. Again, I'm not saying it's going to be good. I'm not saying it's going to tell the whole story. What's disappointing, too, is that it could have gone somewhere else, and we're never going to get that either. Whether it was moving on a dark side, the death of Batman, and Batman sacrificing himself. It's unfortunate that we didn't get it, and we got some ham-fisted Frankenstein of a film. What are your comments? I was literally shocked. I would love to know your comments because I was blown away when I saw this information. So let me know what your comments are down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss any of my new content. I, of course, as always, greatly appreciate you watching, and we'll see you soon.